Yeah, we're starting the stream. We're doing it.
Starting stream?
All right.
I don't know if I don't know if Lumi's streaming, but
Okay.
in the event that
Me-
he's not,
me stream.
you are free to swear as you see fit.
I'm starting.
So, you're starting?
I'm gonna start streaming.
Ah, it was fun while it lasted, boys. No swearing today.
It did.
Ah, nuts.
Damn it.
Dang it.
Oh, the stream still hasn't started yet? All right. Fuck!
He said
Okay,
that's it.
get
It
it.
started. We're live. I'm live.
Ah, Farkle. Ah, man, I've already lost the power.
Ah, fudge.
Time for D&D.
Dill pickle.
Deal.
Ah,
Deal.
flagellum.
Pickle.
Mahogany table.
Me and you, Sophia. We seem to share similar brain waves.
I mean, yeah, I love the game Grumps.
Nacho.
Mars.
No. It was Mars.
What?
Carrot cake.
Carrot cake. Ooh.
Squirtle.
Squirtle. I forgot that one.
Squirtle? Why Squirtle?
And to explain
Doing
the
this with someone who doesn't know the context, I can't tell
So,
if it's
okay.
worse or better.
to explain the joke, Game Grumps is two guys who just make funny commentary over video games, and they had a joke in one of their series. I can't remember which, where
I think it was Mario Maker or something like that.
the idea was like swearing without actually swearing, and their solution to this was just saying a bunch of words and phrases with amounts of aggression.
Like the inflection of using a swear word.
Yeah, like you're expressing disdain for whatever is happening, but you're not saying actual swear words. So they started just saying things like carrot cake.
Grr. Cheese and crackers.
I
Ranch
I usually
Doritos.
say- ah, Cheez-Its. Like, that's one I just do unironically.
See, I don't
I
have
use Cheez-Its in the context of a swear.
See, I don't have anything like that. I have to make up my not swears as I go.
I've got
wish-
Cheez-Its and Farkle.
I wish I could eat Cheez-Its. Too bad.
Dang it, I wish I had Cheez-Its.
Right.
I had Cheez-Its like last week in my cupboard and I ate them all.
Wow.
Dang, just gonna go ahead and show off to Lumi, who cannot eat Cheez-Its.
Wow.
Hey, they're gone now. I'm suffering too.
Only temporary suffering. I'm forever suffering.
Okay.
I mean, you could go and do it anyway.
So to all the people not watching the stream, because there's none of you, we are unfortunately not joined by Tomoe or Focat at the moment. Focat might be joining us in a bit, but Tomoe will be indisposed until later today. I don't know when exactly, but we will probably hop on stream later today and get a bit of a practice session in for her and Focat. But for the time being, you're stuck with me and my antics, and also Lumi and his antics, and Arx and his antics.
I have antics.
Everybody.
Radio fanfic time. Let's do it.
No!
I roll to attack Lumi.
18 AC. Does
I
he
attack
get
you with my
past
rapier.
that?
23.
Oh, well, sorry, I'll go hits.
20.
Holy crap!
He did it.
This is why I jack up my dexterity. You can't step to my rapier.
That's it. I just use calming patient defense. Easy.
I don't know what that does.
Man, dodge action. Oh, dodge action? Oh man, that means pretty sure that you have to do the dice roll again because that's
Hiya!
at disadvantage because it can use dodge.
Hiya!
You rolled a
21.
Easy. No.
21 to hit.
Dang.
He's
Like,
still.
Even with it, it's still that is dang, man.
What are these high rolls?
Yeah, where was all this
Dice
when I
gods
was?
being like, nah, you ain't escaping this.
Where
I'm
was?
sorry.
Where were these rolls when I was trying to sneak attack?
Yeah, what happened? You could have murdered the guy at the tavern.
Yeah, if only I just, instead of trying to be fancy with it, it was practical. But no, this ain't Baldur's Gate. We don't do practicality, we do style.
Yeah.
There's a
Imagine
reason
you
I'm
just
I'm
or-
contextually so extra.
Imagine you just used your area of effect move while everybody's standing next to him.
Technically, I
Oh,
could,
man.
because okay, so the way that my spray of cards works is it's a 15-foot cone. So say there's like a group of enemies like close enough to each other, I could just do what I did, and I could just like propel myself above them and spray of cards straight down, and technically they'd be within that 15-foot cone if I managed to make that jump.
Yeah, you would need to make it 15 feet into the air.
15 feet into the air.
I mean,
Do it.
wouldn't it be more like just jump above them and then whatever happens to the ground happens?
I mean, your range would be butchered on how much you could use the spell, but
Yeah, that's
I
fair.
mean, yeah.
Either way, let's get this going and hope that Focat is able to join us in a bit.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Although if he does join us, yeah, he'll message us. I have faith that he'll message us.
He's gonna jump
Hopefully.
Straight in.
All right.
Hmm. Okay.
All right.
Do I launch game?
With how things are going, there likely wouldn't be a need.
Yeah, this is just gonna be RP stuff.
Considering-
So
I
Considering
see.
I'm actually
we
gonna
likely won't need to.
I'm gonna just close that tab then.
Yeah.
There we go.
Later on, after certain people disappear, we'll probably have a little bit of something with the launch game feature, but that's for later.
Sorry, I gotta put on my actual face.
Actual face.
Yeah, no smiles for this
Yes,
character.
he's
He's all
got-
business.
All these-
Pardon me, I've got to insert my eyeballs real quick.
Removes entire
yeah, reality.
removes entire face, puts new face on.
Perfect.
Nice.
All right. So
Alrighty.
we're in the wagon thing, and we're just going about our business.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what Calico was doing at the end of last session. I know that I am.
I don't even remember either.
The only thing I remember from last session is that Noodle Boops has my bedroll because he was bleeding everywhere, and I told him to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And then Natsu was also going to sleep, but she decided, no, I'm gonna adopt myself to Sophia, I guess.
And I'm gonna go curl up in this man's lap. Fine. If you wish to recall, Calico, I believe you decided to just immediately get into meditation the minute you got into that wagon.
Okay. Oh yeah, I think I jumped into the corner and that was it.
Yeah, you immediately went to meditating. I think the order was, I think it was Natsu, then you, then Sophia, then Noodle Loops.
Mm.
I might have gotten the first two mixed up, but whatever. Either way, it has been a good, like, hour since you guys had originally left. The village is slowly growing out of sight from the natural terrain, kind of blocking your vision. As you guys are being moved along a sort of forest trail. The tree cover is light. There's not much really of a canopy above you. You know the paths. You wish there was a canopy on the road. But it's
Canopy
just
on the
straight
road.
path all the way across.
Talk about taking the scenic route.
Mm-hmm.
Sophia will kind of
So-
like shift a bit and call out to Lyra. Hey, Lyra. Did we have an estimate on how long it would take before we actually reach our destination?
Well, gauging by how fast this horse wants to move and the weight of all of our passengers here, and me wanting to make sure that, certain someone doesn't suddenly wake up and leave the cart, as she looks over to Natsu.
Oh, don't worry about her. She'll be fine.
This is going to take a couple of days.
Wondrous. Well, might as well occupy myself. Hey, big guy. Looks over to Calico. Does Calico react?
He's still not reacting.
So Sophia will
Gotta do something.
Sophia will
Gotta do something to
briskly
wake up.
Sophia will briskly walk over to Calico, being careful not to step on Noodle Loops, and walking also gracefully enough to not jostle Natsu.
So, you mean walking or like sliding, like on the seat?
He's sliding.
Because Natsu is on your lap.
He's sliding. Well, he'll like stand up and walk over, because listen. Sophia had a little sister, cared for her a lot when she was baby and all that. He knows how to handle effectively a child.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll just like very carefully, stand up without moving Natsu too much and just walk over. And
Oh, I understand. It's like that awkward walk where you're like kind of standing, but you're still like in a crouched position. You have to just kind of waddle your way over.
it kind of the implication here is that like with Natsu like on his lap, he'll like scoop her up into his arms and then just get up and start
okay.
walking.
Okay.
So walk over to Calico, and let me think. My hands are now occupied. Considers for a moment throwing Natsu at him. Very readily does not do that. Instead, let me think. Do I have like a cantrip that I can cast without gestures? Because I know the things were like somatic and verbal and all that stuff.
You would need something that's just verbal.
Message. I can cast message.
We cast message.
Material, somatic, verbal.
You wouldn't be able to cast message with your hands full.
No, I wouldn't. Okay.
Forever,
Okay.
So-
forever in a
I feel like.
meditative state.
Okay, call me a
Can't
rules
wait.
lawyer, but I feel like I could very easily point a finger toward Calico with my hands full.
I mean, I understand about rules lawyering it here, but my question for you is, what sort of spell focus do you have?
My spell focus. How do I check that again? I'm not terribly used to playing spellcasters, so I'm gonna ask that a lot.
Spell
So, when it
focus.
comes to items with a material cost, okay, you need one of two things. You either need the material, or you need a spell focus.
Mm,
Spell focus will be able to deal with most spells' material costs unless the spell consumes the material.
hmm. Well,
spell
let's cut out the middleman here, and I'll just like lift my leg up and nudge Calico. I was trying to be
That works.
I was trying to be fancy about it. Did not think it all the way through.
I understand.
He wakes up. Ooh,
There you are. Was worried you died or something.
you're Sophia, right?
Yep, that's me. Never got your name though.
Oh, my name's Calico. Calico Fluffy Paws. Nice to meet you.
I'd shake your hand, but looks down at Natsu. Kind of occupied.
That's fine. So, why have you waken me up?
Well, the journey here is going to be, at the pace we're going, a couple days at max, or minimum, not sure which. So I figured in that time, might as well...
Minimum.
Thank you, Lyra. In the meantime, I was thinking I should familiarize myself with my would-be cohorts, and you're the, well, only one I don't really know that much about. Granted, I don't know much about either of the other two, but, no sense not to get started.
Hmm. Yeah. Seems we should get to know each other.
So, I guess I'll ask the most obvious question right out the gate. What sent you on this journey?
Oh. He's thinking if he wants to say that out loud or not. I guess
And-
his main thing is like companions, I guess. That's kind of the thing. I guess that's fine. He's like
My
in his
reason for
head.
going on the journey, crippling
He's-
loneliness.
He's like in his head. What should I say? Should I just be honest?
You look upon the very unassuming visage of Sophia.
He unwraps his tail and it starts moving like kind of wildly across the floor.
So I'm guessing
Now
you,
he's nervous.
I'm guessing you can't control that.
I don't know what you mean. He doesn't notice at all. That is
Like cock.
he's oblivious that his
Sophia-
tail's going everywhere.
Sophia like cocks his head in the direction of Calico's tail and just like that.
Oh. And he kind of gets a little bit more control over it. Oh. I didn't realize that was happening. Sorry about that.
Talk about having a very unfortunate tell.
So, for me, I mainly want to go on adventures, meet new people.
Fair enough. Far from the worst reason I've heard.
So, what would be your main reason for doing this in general, this quest?
Well, if you must know, Arx, we were in agreement on Sophia's motivation for going on this quest, right? Like, we confirmed that?
I do believe so, yes.
Okay. Our benefactor, as it were, has some information that I need. And the only way I'm going to get it is by greasing his palms a little. If only I knew how much grease he was going to ask for.
Grease?
It's
What do you mean by grease?
It's a metaphor. It means he wants something, and I can get him that something.
A metaphor? I see.
You don't get out much, do you?
And he's like in his head. He says this in his head. I haven't even interacted with anyone before. These are the first people. I've been in the wilds my entire life. So I've actually been out.
Like the regular wilds or the Fey wilds? Because one of those is way worse than the other.
The Fey wilds. I'm not even sure, actually. I guess you could call it the regular wilds. There's two different versions.
Yeah, so you might not remember, but Natsu is actually like her origin, I think, or her backstory was kind of in the Feywilds for a bit, and then she was in our realm. The Feywilds is nutty. I'm not gonna get into all that, but it's nutty.
It's a very crazy place. It seems very friendly. It's not.
Meow. I hear those meows.
He's just upset because. Why are you yelling?
Meow.
He just wants my attention.
Ouch.
Ignore him. He just wants attention, and he's too stubborn to come over here and get it.
Okay, so where are we?
Basically, yeah.
What do you? Oh yeah, the wilds. I guess he would be from the regular wilds.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And you vocalize that how?
Yeah, like how do you portray that?
How do I vocalize that? How do I vocalize that? I could go on with my backstory.
Well, no, it's
I'm not even sure.
it's just like an in-character thing. Like, how would you tell Sophia? Like, I come from basically the regular wilds. Would you just point outside and be like, there?
Yeah, the woods,
The
middle of nowhere, whatever that would be.
The regular wilds. Out here.
Hmm.
Not in... I didn't really grow up in a town or anything. I was mostly out in nature most of my life.
Ah, so you're kind of like those druid folk, really in tune with nature and all of its beauty or whatever.
You could say that.
Well, that's good to know. And I remember you asked me about why I'm here.
Yeah.
I did tell you about our benefactor having information that I needed. I suppose I should be transparent since you seem to be conflicted about certain things, so I'll lay it all out for you. I'm what you'd call an assassin by trade. I kill people that I think need killing, and I'm very good at what I do.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't you sass me, Lyra. You missed that shot back there.
Oh, please. We all know that if you didn't get in the way, I would have made it.
Mm-hmm. Whatever helps you sleep at night.
Whatever helps you cope.
Down.
Ooh, nope.
Lara has like this big smile on her face.
Saphir is like reflexively about to do something, like throw a card at her. Remembers he's holding basically child. You got lucky.
An assassin, you say? Does this mean you carry out evil deeds?
If killing corrupt politicians and and crooked guards is evil, then I don't want to be good.
I see.
There's a lot more to that story than I'm willing to share right now. Just know that what I do for the good of a lot of people out there.
If it's for the good, I'll be fine with it. He actually has no idea what you're saying. He doesn't know about assassins or anything, but he's just going with it.
Do I pick up on that? Does it seem like he's lost?
I don't think so. He seems like really just calm. I don't think you could really tell at all unless he starts whipping his tail everywhere again.
Well, you certainly changed tune quick. I'm honestly surprised you just took me at my word. Most people wouldn't trust a hired blade, as it were.
Well, you said it was for the good, so
Lots
I'll
of people
believe you.
Lots of people say lots of things are for the good. Doesn't mean they're always telling the truth.
That's true. But until I see or determine that you're doing something that I think might be not very good, then I'll make that decision.
Your loss. Just don't come crying to me when you get burned because of that. Speaking of which, looks down at Natsu. You seemed weirdly ready to hand this one over to the guards once you heard that she might have stolen something. I'd like...
Usually... Oh, I guess I interrupted you. Interrupted.
I'd like to remedy that that right now. I'm sorry. We're so bad at this.
We're so bad. That's why.
Yeah. So
that's why I want to.
God bless it.
That's why I want to do that image challenge thing. I feel like that would really get us in sync.
As a tip from someone who's played D&D for a long time, you can have these moments where your characters interrupt each other be in character. You can have them make little comments about it.
We should have went with interrupting.
Calico, can you please shush up? Like, I'm trying to say something.
That's it. He jumps over there and and puts his tail in your face.
Okay, you know, why don't you take the first one? Why don't you go first?
I forgot what I was gonna say.
Anything, if it makes sense for the character, you could also have it be that Calico forgot what they were going to say because they were interrupted.
Seems I got interrupted, so you continue.
All right. What I'm trying to say here is there is a high chance that yes, this little one did steal something, but I'm not inclined to believe that. You, however, seemed very ready to accept it as fact. That's going to be a problem going forward.
Yes. Seems that may be a thing. I may just act out on a whim sometimes, but I'll try to control myself if I have enough information to deem if something is not right or a criminal activity.
That's about all I can ask for.
As you guys are talking, Lyra kind of looks back, kind of looking over at you, Calico. Looks you up and down, raising an eyebrow. Hey, Calico.
Yes.
You see Noodle Boops down there? You know, currently in the blood-soaked bedroll.
Blood-soaked bedroll. I guess now I see it. That doesn't look too good. Is he okay?
He's fine. He'll sleep it off.
What would you do if I told you that Noodle Boops has gone and actually killed 3 innocent men?
He's killed 3 innocent.
Saphir, like, looks to Lyra like, what are you doing?
Testing.
Well, if it was for a good cause, then I would let it slide.
Lyra has like a weird moment. She has a little bit of a double take hearing that.
But he is like chaotic good though, so he thinks he'll go for his own opinion first rather than others.
Then looks over to you, Sophia. This is like, does he not realize what I just said?
Calico. What you've just experienced is what we like to call a test. You failed the test. You failed the test. Yes, you failed the test. Do you know why you failed the test?
Why did I fail the test?
Because you didn't pay attention. Lyra's specific wording of that question should have given you a clear-cut answer as to what you do. She implied that, gestures down to the bloody sack, that this little guy killed 3 innocent people, meaning that there would be no good in killing them.
Maybe he could have been defending himself.
From innocent people? I doubt that. When one acts with honor and integrity, there's no need to defend oneself from the innocent. They'd already be on your side.
That's true, but there are those that could be deceiving.
At that point, you're splitting hairs. The question was simple, and you misinterpreted it.
If it was a case that it was a bunch of people who had tricked him, then I would have stated as such. Because that's an entirely different problem. The minute you start bringing deceit into these situations, it all starts to become muddied and difficult to judge.
The long and short of it here is you can't grasp at straws to try and justify why somebody does what they does. You can only look at the facts as they are and make your own judgments based on them.
That's true, but if I didn't see it, I wouldn't know.
That's why you have me. You don't know this because I didn't tell you. I was intending to handle it back at the tavern myself when those guys ambushed me. But I saw the same guy that Natsu was wrestling with, I'm not sure. The same guy that was in the tavern earlier that she said she got the earring from. I saw him skulking away as we were having our conversation about the location of our little treasure hunt, as it were. Normally, when somebody's eavesdropping on a conversation like that, they can't be trusted to not spread that information or use it to gain the upper hand themselves. So, I sought to pursue him in the hopes of scaring him off, or if necessary, killing him so that he wouldn't impede our progress. That also tells me that this man can't be trusted with his word. He lied to us, and he lied to those to those civilians that we butchered. Who's to say he didn't? Who's to say he didn't lie to the guards too?
I have gathered the fact that information is the key. Well, that's why I didn't want to just try to just kill everybody. I tried to go about our fight at the tavern in a less non-lethal way, so we could have potentially got more information.
Hey, we didn't want to fight that fight either, but they did. Like I said, they made their choice.
They forced our hand.
But I guess for next time, I might have a different idea of how to go about that.
But yeah, so
Now he's I guess Calico's like, because of that thing with that guy, that kind of like affected him. That guy with the whatever, that big guy that hit him when he
With the tape.
grapple him. Now, kind of next time if that happens again, he might just murder Hobo, the character.
I've definitely begun to notice that the minute something doesn't go Calico's way, or he fails at something, this
might
man
just
just
be like-
takes it deeply personally.
I don't know if that's gonna be like a permanent thing for him.
It doesn't
But
have
the
to be.
next time, it'll be like, have you what's that name of that anime? You heard of The Cautious Hero?
The hero is extremely overpowered but overly cautious.
Like he uses all of his stuff all at once. That might be the thing that happens.
That being
Like just use every single ability all at once.
That being said, Calico, I'm not going to say that you're wrong either for operating on that assumption. After all, it's not like I have all the information either. I only know as much as you do. But he sort of like gestures to Natsu in his arms. I'm choosing to believe that this one's not intentionally malicious.
I'll believe that.
Just look at her little face. How can you say no to that? I don't actually do that.
Yeah, it's entirely possible that her being a thief was also a lie. If you
kinda
didn't
doesn't-
catch that.
He kind of doesn't even care about that anymore. He's still stuck on that tavern big guy.
Does that mean that the tavern big guy is the reason that you were going to turn in Natsu to the guards?
What? That was before that, wasn't it? That was before we fought we did the tavern brawl thing, I think.
You know, I don't remember the exact sequence.
I mean,
You don't remember either.
regardless if it's before or after, your current train of logic is following that. That because of your beef with the large commoner, you'd be willing to go and give Natsu up to the guards?
The giving her up is just the chaotic good alignment. He like goes with whatever he thinks. He doesn't go too much off the opinion of others.
Okay, I kind of get it.
I
Yeah.
kind of get it.
It's
He
a bit
thinks someone is evil.
it's a bit rigid in its structure, but I get it.
A bit rigid. No.
To be fair, that sounds a little bit closer to like lawful good.
Lawful good. I should have made lawful. Was that even an option? I don't think I saw lawful good.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Wow.
lawful, chaotic, and neutral stances for each alignment.
I didn't even see it. Wow. Maybe I should
Oh.
switch him to lawful good.
See,
Lawful good like doesn't even need to be like other people's laws. You just obey. You could be like a personal code. And that is IRL knocking. Oh boy. Also, I see a
IRL
Focat, mentioning stuff in the chat. He might be alive.
Focat.
Does he live?
I see him.
Also, I will say, contextually, Lumi, you could use this conversation with Sophia as a means of shifting your alignment from, like, chaotic good to either lawful or even just neutral good.
Okay. I guess that makes more sense, actually. The chaotic good. I guess that kind of means he could listen to the opinions of others. I guess that kind of works out, actually.
I'm sorry, I can't get the image of Sophia just cradling Natsu like a child out of my mind.
Someone needs to draw it. Artist! Where are you, artist? Get in here.
You guys have artists? I want artists. I want people to draw fan art of this whole thing. I would love that immensely.
Get some artists in here.
And also, I did want to mention this kind of because I didn't get a chance to really explain myself. Sophia is kind of unconsciously, like just taken to Natsu as like a surrogate sister, kind of. Because I don't know, did I ever tell you Sophia's backstory, or did you read it? Because I know I sent it in the.
So.
I know I sent it in the.
Oh yeah, I did read it. Yeah. I think I read it. I don't know if I remember.
So you would basically remember that Sophia's mother and sister are dead because they were killed by corrupt guards, and she couldn't get them convicted because of the corrupt politicians wanting to keep their image squeaky clean. So Sophia, like, seeing Natsu acting the way she does is like, all right, time to take care of another child. I already took care of my little sister, I can take care of this one, even though she's way more violent. But, like, Sophia is doing this sort of unconsciously because it's a familiar feeling, so he feels like he has to take care of her now. And I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna play that with him. Right now it's like small gestures of like, oh, I'm cradling her in my arms, and kind of just like treating her like a member of the family already, even though I've known her for like 5 minutes.
I have arrived.
He's here. Welcome.
He's here. I can't believe it.
Is this my character sheet?
Character sheet. I clicked. Yes. It's
I don't know where you'll find my faith,
faith.
but you'll
Where's
find my faith.
faith? Where is his faith? I don't see it.
Where is your faith, boy?
You have no faith.
Arthur,
believe
I
in
need you to
nothing.
have some goddamn faith.
You faithless fool.
His faith is noodle boobs.
Where? It is?
Yes.
It's towards
that
the
is my
bottom.
faith. I mean,
Sweet
I
cheese
knew
and
I
rice,
could
I'm actually
raid.
back.
Arx, you've returned.
Yay!
We,
I'm so sorry that this took so long.
it's okay. It's okay. We are joined by Focat. He has shown up.
Focat is real.
Here. That's it.
Can I
Now we
rage
can-
in the wagon right now?
Do
now we
not.
can fight the dragon boss.
I would like to raid.
This is gonna be a
And
weird
destroy-
thing to say as a DM.
Destroy the
what did I
entire
miss?
wagon.
Not much, honestly. I took the reins of DM for just a moment so that I could be like, oh, Noodle Boops, you rouse from your slumber and you see this going on.
Okay.
But other than that, we haven't really done much. Yes,
So no more conversations have happened since I left.
there have been a few bits here and there, but nothing major yet. We were kind of just
low.
we were kind of just stalling for time until you could come back.
use the grow skill.
Okay, getting back in
Yeah,
character
I'm
though.
very sorry that took so long.
Like I said, it's okay.
Yeah.
It happens.
I got pulled away to go and disassemble a TV remote.
Not what I was expecting.
Assemble a TV. Wait, what kind of remote was it?
A remote with 0 screws and a seam that I couldn't find.
Why did you have to disassemble it?
Were you building a remote? He's crafty. He knows how to craft remote.
Because someone managed to drop the entire remote into a cup of coffee, completely submerging it.
Oh,
Wait, is it even still work?
No.
Of course not. Of course it doesn't work.
I tried to save it.
Anyway, getting back into character. We're very happy to have you back, Arcs.
Into character. Lock in.
Yeah. So Noodle Boops, you were just continuously saying clean.
Clean.
Sophia will look at you and say, not clean now, Noodle Boops, later. You understand what later means, right?
Clean. Looks like we don't have anything else to do. Maybe you should just clean it.
Well, you see, I
he
would...
starts shaking the bedroll.
No. Here Well, now there's just blood. There's just dried blood flaked all over
You
me.
just go flying.
He's got blood on us.
You shake the bedroll as flecks of blood just go all over the place, both
As it-
dried and some still wet.
As he starts, Sophia reactively, Sophia covers Natsu to ensure no blood gets on her.
Shakes the blood off of his tail, and it goes on Sophia.
Well, guess I'm the bloody mess now.
Clean.
Okay, Noodle Boops.
Looks cleaner to me.
Noodle Boops. From here on, you don't clean that. Points at my bedroll, unless I tell you to. And when I say I mean specifically me only, okay? Nod once for yes.
Yeah.
Nod twice for no.
Not shiny man say yeah. Clean.
Clean. Yes, clean.
He looks proud, not knowing what he just did.
Pats him on the head with his tail.
So Sophia looks like he wants to correct the whole situation, then just sighs deeply. Yeah, all right, fine.
I can't win this.
It's a good thing I have this. I'm gonna shift Natsu so that she's kind of cradled on one arm, and I'm gonna cast Prestidigitation on myself.
So, yeah, kind of shifting Natsu around, being sure not to jostle her a bit. You go and cast Prestidigitation.
I am no longer bloody.
As all the blood off of you just seems to dematerialize.
I could have done that at any time, but I wanted to teach Noodle Boops some responsibility. That opportunity is gone now.
Well, seems he cleaned it up, regardless.
Sophia looks to you,
The bedroll
Calico.
is still bloody.
Sophia just looks to Calico like, are you being serious right now? That's not how you clean anything.
As this is going on, Lyra slowly turns around, her back just flecked with specks of blood. She just stares at you for a moment, Calico. It's like,
Master, I require assistance.
Cast prestidigitation on Lyra.
see, I've been focusing on making sure that we don't suddenly, verge off path. What has been going on back here?
I wish I knew.
She sees Noodle Boop shaking the bedroll.
Clean.
Still, okay.
There's more blood.
Probably not much at this point.
At this point, Sophia will just prestidigitation the bedroll to save us all some trouble.
Noodle Boops thinks he
That
did it,
works.
so he seems pretty proud of himself.
Good job. He pats him with his
Clean.
I can feel my IQ dropping every second.
I
Lyra
seem to play
just
this
shakes her
character
head
pretty
no.
well.
Lyra just shakes her head no. She turns back around. Returns to focusing on keeping you guys on course.
It's gonna be a long day, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Well,
So,
is there enough space for me to go and sit like by Lyra at the front, or is it only like a one person thing?
I'd say there's enough space for one extra person to be in coach.
All right, I will carry Natsu and go sit in that adjacent seat.
Shotgun.
Before I do, though, I'll turn to Noodle Boops and say, "Be good."
Good.
Good boy. And I will proceed. I will proceed to sit next to Lyra.
So, I'm gonna ask you right now.
Hmm.
How long are you willing to put up with these individuals?
I've put up with far worse. You know that.
I mean, you've put up with more headstrong folks. I would say it's been a while since we've dealt with these kind.
You can call
She's
them.
like carefully navigating the kindest ways to refer to them since everyone's still in earshot. She's not being quiet about it.
Lyra, I'm pretty sure you could call them mentally.
Noodle Boops.
I'm pretty sure you could call them mentally deficient, and they wouldn't understand anyway.
Noodle Boops
I think I
obviously doesn't
understand.
understand.
What does Noodle Boops do?
But he's a bit. Noodle Boops doesn't understand at all, but that's obvious as he's climbing the wagon.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Like on the inside, or is he trying to get on top of it?
On the inside.
Oh, he's
Does
just grabbing onto the canvas.
does Sophia
Yep.
see this?
I mean, considering Lyra would be somewhat looking back at the group as she's trying to be somewhat courteous with her terminology. That's
Once you
up to
go
you,
over-
Sophia, if you'd be looking back or not.
He would be kind of following her gaze. Noodle,
Once the
no.
wagon goes over a bump,
Noodles, no. I told you to be good. Very not good.
if the wagon goes over a bump, he's just falling.
Yeah, well, almost as if like a gosh dang Looney Tunes skit. The minute you go and call out to Noodle Boots for being on the canvas, the cart does happen to bump a rock. As Noodle Boots, you lose your grip and fall to the floor on your back.
Catches Noodle Boops with his tail.
Noodle Boops, you've been caught by that of Calico's tail.
Good.
Are you okay, little guy?
Noodle boops. Fine.
Pats him on the head.
Okay, Noodle Boops. Noodle Boops. Are you listening to me?
Yeah.
Saphir is gonna, like, take out a package of rations he's got on him. And he's gonna hold it up. And he's gonna say, if you refrain from doing that, sorry, I mean, if you stop climbing on the cart like that, I will give you this food. Sound good?
Immediately clings to your arm.
Not at all what I meant, but I guess this is what I'm getting. Okay, here's the food. Be, and stay with me on this. Good.
So with that, we'll say first off, remove a ration from your inventory. Secondly, we'll say this one was probably jerky.
Sure.
Saphir does love his jerky.
I mean, rations are stuff that will like last a long time.
Hmm.
So a lot of
Kinda
like dry
reminds me
food
of
for travel.
It reminds me of a video of a guy opening a suitcase at the airport, and it's just a bunch of Slim Jims.
What, Sophia only gets jerky for his rations.
A man's gotta have his meat, you know?
Slim Jim.
None of the other options for rations, like no dried fruit, no hardtack, no assorted nuts, just jerky.
Slim
Lots
Jims.
and lots of jerky.
These really high quality Slim Jims.
20
This is
pounds worth
canon
of
now.
jerky.
Every day, Layra
This
is
is
surprised he
canon
hasn't
now,
just
okay?
died yet.
That is generally what this man is working with, by the way. This man has 20 pounds of rations, and that's all jerky.
20 pounds of ration.
Well, 18 now, because I just gave one
I mean,
to...
yeah, 18.
I gave one
Yeah,
to,
it's
to Noodle.
2 pounds worth of jerky.
He just eats it in one go.
Oh, jeez.
Right. Noodle Boops eats it and just sits in a corner.
I honestly can't believe that worked.
Layra, like, there's this. It's clear that an idea flashes by her mind. She kind of like looks back and forth between Noodle Boops and you, Sophia.
What? What's going on?
Well, I kind of hate to admit this,
Mm-hmm.
but this is going to seem probably a little inhumane here, but training him like a pet might work with him.
You know, I wasn't gonna say it, but I'm glad you did.
It's just what I noticed. If you weren't going to say it, I was.
To be fair, looks down at Natsu, looks over at Noodle Boops. I feel like they're both kind of easy to handle.
In that regard, yeah. Though I imagine this one would probably have more qualms of being called a pet. You can tell she doesn't quite like using that word. It's kind of the only one she can think of.
You know, Layra, you don't have to force yourself to say things you don't want to say.
Animal companion.
See, he's all about it.
Little Boop say what?
You know, that works.
Looks like he already finished that jerky.
I will give him more
And then
if
the
he...
flicker of
I will give him more later if he continues to be good.
the flicker of intelligence suddenly disappears.
Wait, it was only when he was eating the jerky.
His intelligence is directly, like, contraceptive to his hunger.
Oh yeah, he does only have 9
Maybe-
intelligence.
That's it.
Maybe
Quick,
he's
give
dumb
him,
all the time because he's not
give him
eating.
more food.
He's hungry all the time.
Quick, give him more food so
No.
we can have a conversation.
Calico, no, that's
Yeah, it'll all
not.
be temporary.
Calico, no, that's not how you train Noodle Boops. If you just give him food for no reason, he's going to expect that. He has to do good first, then get food.
Man, How to Train Your Dragon has taken a whole different direction.
Hmm.
Oh yeah.
This really do
Maybe
be How to
he'll
Train Your Dragon.
Maybe he'll understand this. He goes to Noodle and talks to him with deep speech.
So, Calico, you start speaking in deep speeches. I'm gonna tell you this. No one understands deep speech in this wagon.
But he doesn't know that.
I understand that. So you start speaking in a tongue. Boobs. You. How do I even describe deep speech to like someone who's never heard deep speech?
I described it to them earlier because I was also unfamiliar. It's a bunch of hissing and guttural
Hold
sounds.
on. I'm gonna.
Yeah, it's like God, what's that one language from Harry Potter? The snake one,
Parcel tongue?
parcel tongue.
How do I know that? I've never even
Yes.
seen Harry Potter.
Yeah, I've seen a little bit of it.
A little bit. Hmm.
But either way, Noodle Boops. It seems that Calico is speaking like a snake.
He's saying to
But
him,
like a snake that is like something caught in its throat somehow.
he's saying to him, but I guess no one perceives it that way. Maybe you should just relax and enjoy the ride. You don't need to cause a ruckus back here. We'll get there eventually. Pats him on the head.
The funny thing here is I could absolutely instigate something and it would be 100% in character. But against his worst judgment, Sophia will not do that.
Oh man.
So what does Noodle Boops have to
wonder-
say to this hissing and whatnot?
Wonder if he understood that. Do you think so?
Saphira's looking at you.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah, you're fine. I was gonna ask you back to speaking in common, Calico, or
In common.
Saphira's looking at you horrified again, like, stop doing that.
You actually said
Noodle
stop doing
Boops.
Yes.
Noodle Boops would turn to Sophia and
Me?
say, in Draconic,
Catman weird.
In Draconic, Sophia will respond, yes, Catman weird. And yes, Sophia did look at you and say, stop doing that, Calico.
What do you mean?
That hissing and whatever else, like, genuinely, I don't even know how to describe it.
Hissing? What do you mean hissing? I thought anyone could speak like that.
Well, yeah, but you're doing it in a specific way that seems like there's structure to it, as opposed to just cats hissing at each other.
Oh, I see. I didn't realize that. thought it was a common thing.
No. As Lyra is just like shaking her, she's not even looking back at you, she's just shaking her head no.
What else do I have? I have Celestial.
What went wrong in your life to be able to know deep speech and celestial?
Yeah, that's not all. They know another one that's just like, how did this happen?
What went so
I
wrong
want
in
to
your
know
life?
the story, but I have yet to be given any information as to how this happened.
Celestial. What's the other one? Abyss.
Abyssal?
Why do you know Abyssal? Why do you know these? Wait, why do you need these?
Calico knows
guess-
abyssal, celestial, deep speech in common.
I guess something happened when he got thrown out of the village.
You know the languages of like proper demons, the
Man, you-
languages of angels and the gods,
He does
and
have
the typical
faith in-
language of the Eldritchian.
I guess his faith in Nula, he somehow learned those languages.
Man, he had a wild, like, 5 days after he got kicked out of the village.
Like, dang, those 5 days must have been. Woo.
5 days our time, an eternity his time. What's the difference, really?
Man,
we could actually do a thing like that. Actually.
I wonder if we met anyone by the name of Absurd.
We could actually do episodes of lore. I feel like that would be cool.
Oh, man, he ran into this weird guy. I think he said his name was Ball? Or was it Merkel?
Just a little kitten meeting, doing all this.
Man, like we had to. You're going through this whole thing, all this prophecy stuff. Spoke with this dude with a pretty neat staff. It's got like a skull on the end of it. Like Orcus or something like that. Yeah, swell guy.
I guess he taught him his language.
He had a lot to tell him. A very strange dude.
Ran into this really aggressive lady at one point. I think her name was Zariel or something?
Yeah, like very very odd. It said something about like like a venture or a ventress. Maybe cavernous.
Cavern.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think
definitely what
that's
she
it.
said.
So I guess he thinks all of that is normal then.
Are we just making this canon? Because this is
I
going to
guess
be the most bizarre backstory.
He just
It's
he
like, yeah, I've just gotten interacted with all of these like heavy hitters within the D&D timeline. Just no big deal.
I could
No
see
big deal.
that.
This is normal.
How did you get
He
to all
just
of these
thinks that-
places, Calico? I have a really bad sense of direction.
This is Zorro.
Noodle Boops has no sense of direction.
Oh no. He's also going to end up in those places now.
Calico, the one who happened to speak with the god of undeath, then subsequently the judge of the nine hells, and,
Judge
like
of the nine-
like leading force within the blood wars, and then probably had some communion with some Eldritchian being, maybe a Mind Flayer colony that didn't go to immediately destroy them on sight.
Maybe
Met a Mind Flayer Arcanist.
maybe he befriended them because he doesn't even know better.
As far as anyone else is concerned, Calico is just a cat that wanders in from time to time.
Calico is gonna be the person that, like, the party's about to fight this huge big bad dude, like the villain of the arc, and it's like, Steve? Calico?
No,
Oh my gosh, it's been years! How have you been?
Oh, there you go.
Uh-oh. He's gonna turn on everybody after that.
But you're chaotic good. You can't. You're chaotic good. Unless.
Well, we did have something of an alignment shift for him earlier when we were having
Yeah, we
our
did.
conversation.
Ah.
He's no longer chaotic
So
good.
is he now. He's chaotic evil? Great. Awesome.
No, actually.
Did you decide on if you were going to be neutral
needed
good or lawful good? Yumi?
I think I'll keep it chaotic good just so I have like that thing where I could actually kind of listen to others' opinions.
Okay,
I mean,
okay. So
if anything, from the side of things, you'd work well as lawful neutral.
yeah, kinda.
True, actually.
Let me figure out what deep speech is.
Language of the Eldritchian.
In other words,
Goals.
Orasan, Siatna, the gift
Mikalash.
Fun.
Mikalash, is that you?
No.
Now I'm waking up! I'll forget everything!
Okay, well,
didn't
despite
do it.
this glorious journey into languages and who is
Calico's
slowly
backstory.
developing the most complicated backstory I think I've ever seen,
The best kind.
because I still don't know how you would have managed to do all this in the span of like 5 days.
It was just a very eventful 5 days.
Like, every day since Calico left home has been just gas. Like, non-stop, every day, some other insane thing happened to him. The stars aligned
just
for
got
Calico, like back to back.
He just teleported to different places at different times. Just started studying in a span of 5 days.
True.
He keeps wandering
From
into different
Celestial to
realms.
Eldritch.
He keeps
That
wandering
reminds
into
me
different
of a-
realms, and then people who try to interact with him just imbue him with the knowledge magically somehow. So they can actually talk to him.
Like, it's crazy that he's like seeing so many things at once that would just drive a person crazy, but he's just fine. He's fine. And then he's here.
That reminds me of a certain anime where the guy like studies a bunch of different stuff and he just moves on and moves on.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
This is something else, man.
All right. So, getting back into it.
Back on track.
Derail.
Uh,
It's time to speak in Celestial.
the more languages Calico speaks in, the more horrified Sophia becomes. Oh my god.
Where did we even leave off on?
You guys were in the middle of conversing, and Sophia was asking you to stop using deep speech. Because it's just weird, and it's good that you're clearly meaning to say something, but it's unnerving.
Oh yeah, so I answered that already. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now what happens?
Well, I've got an idea of my own. Looks to Calico and says, "You're a bit too hesitant when push comes to shove. I'd like to rectify that."
What do you mean?
Back in the tavern when they started taking swings at us, you didn't want to hurt anyone. I understand that I understand not wanting to hurt people who might be innocent. But when they start swinging, you've got to protect your own, no matter what. No time for second guessing, no time for negotiations. At least not until they surrender. If they start something, it's on us to finish it.
Step dealing first, questions later.
That's true. I do defend myself first.
Exactly. So, he'll turn to Lyra. You mind pulling off to the side?
Sure thing. As she goes and gets the horse to start turning a bit. You guys start going off the main path. Road starts getting a bit more bumpy than it was previously.
Saphir will, once we've come to a full stop, place Natsu down on the bench and place the bedroll over her that he just cleaned. And he'll look to Noodle Boobs and say, "You can follow if you want, but don't do anything to actually interfere with what we're doing."
Follow.
And then he's gonna use growth.
Lyra, keep an eye on Natsu.
And
Can do.
kobold cowboy walks out of wagon and follows.
Cowboy,
Do you have
cowboy.
a cowboy hat now?
Can he?
I mean, he never figured out how to walk properly, so it's just how he does it.
So he pretty much walks like a cowboy. Like if they had the boots
Yes.
on.
Yes. As drawn in as I drew, yeah. That's how he walks.
It's
A
beautiful.
true cowboy kobold.
It's beautiful, ain't it?
Only missing. He just needs the hat.
I mean, I could have technically been a ranger, kobold, cowboy. It would make sense.
Jisms.
DM, is it too late?
For what?
To be a ranger,
Ranger
cowboy,
what?
kobold.
He would have to be smarter than.
I'd
None.
say you're a bit late on that at this point.
But I do have throwing weapons, so it's fine.
All right.
But
Well,
anyways, back to what we were doing.
since
What
we
are we
are doing a wonderful little thing, if you
Wonderful
guys
little
would
thing?
want, to start to, you press the little start session button on your sheets.
Start session.
I will do that.
What's
Yep.
new in map?
Is it time
August
to?
13th, 2024.
Is that where I click?
Yeah.
Yes, launch game.
Yeah, launch game.
Dice
Oh.
rolling.
So 8/25/2024. That's where I click.
Wait, what?
What?
Huh?
What?
Okay.
You sort that out. I'll be right back. I need to use the
Where's
restroom real quick.
8:25? No, you're not clicking on your calendar. You just
Launch game.
okay. Yeah, just launch the game. Right next to campaign. Felanden.
I already.
Jesus.
Dice rolling. Players and DMs can now roll dice directly from the game log in maps. In the bottom right corner of the screen, select game log and dice to bring up the dice selection menu. Just choose
Time
which
to-
dice you want and how many
Oh.
and hit roll.
Time to roll one of every single one.
Oh no.
Time to roll the D100.
Are you guys going to have a standoff?
Are
Are you wanting to roll a d100? For what reason?
Because just to do it.
I see.
It seems we're outside now. What's this all about?
Tree.
No, I'm not gonna go climb a tree.
Well, Sophia wanted us to pull off to the side for a bit, so knock yourselves out.
Seems Sophia is indisposed at the moment.
We'll say he's over here.
Goes to Noodle Boot. What are you up to, little guy?
I'm back. Sorry, I just really had to use the
Oh,
restroom.
Sophia, welcome back. Yeah, you're fine.
All right. So,
Have you launched a game?
yes, I have. Has anything happened while I've been gone?
Not really.
All right.
Basically, Lear just says, all right, we'll pull the side. Do what you gotta do.
Okay. Sophia will walk alongside Calico and go sort of out this way into the more open area
Mm-hmm.
and sort of gesture for Calico to be like right here-ish.
Right there. So what's this all about?
Oh, you'll see. Sophia places a hand on his rapier and reaches for one of his cards and flings a card at Calico.
Kind of shields himself. Doesn't even use his tail. He just gets into kind of like a boxing stance.
I will clarify in this moment that this is me using my reflavored short bow as a ranged attack. So I am going to be rolling to hit,
He's
Go ahead.
rolling.
if that's acceptable.
Yep.
Do,
Yeah, go
do I
ahead.
do I get a reaction?
Does a 14 hit?
No,
No?
it would not.
Alright. So,
Oh, so I don't even need a reaction.
nope. I fling my card at
guess-
you, and you very reflexively would deflect it.
So I guess he just kind of steps to the side a little bit. What's this all about?
No hesitation. Defend yourself.
We're fighting. Okay,
And I'm guessing that'd be
I
initiative?
guess we're fighting. I need to defend myself.
Considering you two are now getting into a scrap, yes, please roll me initiative.
Initiative
Already in fighting, first episode. Whoa!
I got a 12.
7. Total 7.
How did I still get more?
So I guess
Easy.
the true question, Noodle Boops, are you going to be joining the scrap or are you just going to watch?
Noodle.
Watch.
Watch.
Good boy. You're gonna get extra jerky tonight.
So current initiative is going to be that of, well, it's just going to be Sophia first, then followed by Calico.
Okay.
I see Noodle Boops is wandering off.
The edge of the world.
He's gone.
Here he goes.
He's back. So,
So, since I
so currently
effectively...
with initiative,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, I was gonna say with initiative, Sophia, you are going to be able to go again, considering you got a little bit of a surprise attack earlier. Your initiative roll happens to be higher than Calico.
Woo! All right. So at this range, I'm gonna throw another card.
All right.
Go.
Hiya! Damn it. It was almost a 16.
Womp.
Calico just like he doesn't even unwrap his tail. He's like unimpressed. He's like not even really in a fighting stance. Really, he just kind of steps to the side again.
Impressive, but what will you do against this? And I'm gonna spend.
Either way, it is. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna. I'm gonna spend 2 sorcery points in order to meta magic. In order to meta magic quicken spell, and I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with magic missile.
Oh, well then.
So as my bonus action, I will be casting magic missile thanks to quicken spell. Hiya. And this doesn't miss.
All right.
So take 3
Yeah.
damage.
I'm using deflect missile. Since I clearly see it coming.
So, do know that with your damage here, you are doing this 3 times. It isn't just a d4 plus 1.
Oh no, I could only. Does that mean I could only deflect 1? Or
I mean,
Oh.
you could try and. Huh?
Oh, so I would roll the d4 3 times.
Yes.
Okay.
It's just the reason it doesn't say that is because you could choose different targets normally.
3, 3, 5. So for a total of 11 points of damage.
And I believe Calico was wanting to try and reflect one of those.
I could only do 1. If it's 1, I would do the last one.
Yeah, you could do one of them
The 5 damage one.
by a ranged weapon.
Okay, so let's-
Actually, no, you can't. Wait a minute.
I can't do. No, it's only for a
It's a
projectile range weapon.
Yeah, only for
It's a
ranged
ranged
for
weapon
ranged
attack.
weapons. This is a spell attack.
Yep.
No. I guess I get hit by that.
So,
Where do they hit me at?
So, having dodged the 2 previous strikes before, also just to make sure, how much damage is this dealing total? So
Il-
far?
11
Three,
force
three,
damage.
five?
11 force.
damage.
11 force damage.
Lovely.
And once that hits, Sophia is going to begin striding very slowly in Calico's direction. Like, come on, come at me.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll
11
s-
damage.
And he'll stop right there, kind of taunting you.
Mm-hmm.
So describe
So-
how
So,
the
cat.
magic
Ollie.
missiles come out.
I'm trying to, but you keep interrupting me.
Interrupted.
No, if you want to keep interrupting me, fine. We're just not gonna have a game to play.
Derailed. Interrupted.
Interrupt me at your own peril. That means there's just less game to play.
Okay. Lock in.
Okay. So, you see these sort of bolts of energy suddenly sort of summon around the Sophia as each of individually launch towards you. You've already dodged plenty of this man's cards, so this should be fairly easy to avoid. But the minute you take a sidestep to try and avoid the first strike, it suddenly turns and strikes you right in the side. As it sort of singes against your fur. As the other 2, orbs of light appear, you try your best to do, much more, significant, dodging. As whatever you try, they seem to just change course and strike true anyway. As you get pelted against your chest and your other side by the 2 other bolts.
I guess Calico he gets hit by the one in his hip, and then he kind of shields himself with his tail.
As all 3 of them strike. But with that, Calico, it's your turn. His Noodle Boops is
My
just
turn.
exploring the area.
How close are we? We're really close. Okay.
Scouting out the place because none of us decided to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Just in case. You never know where bandits are.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Calico, before you do your thing,
Mm.
Noodle Boops, do you mind rolling me perception?
I didn't think I would have to do something smart, but okay, sure.
You're the one wandering around.
This was your
A
first
total
mistake.
of 22.
Ooh,
Mine.
nice.
Mein Gott.
I see all things.
So it'll be go and start wandering around. You do see off in the distance, like it's a good ways away, but you do see off in the distance a very thin plume of smoke somewhere further out in the forest.
Fire.
He's gone.
Fire. 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 Fire.
Anyway, back over to Calico. Your turn.
My turn.
Yes.
That hurt.
Yeah, and there'll be a lot worse coming if you're not ready.
It's my turn. Time to defend myself. He unwraps his unwraps this massive fluffy tail. Comes out.
That you already unwrapped your tail.
I guess not. So this
Even though you
massive tail,
previously described unwrapping your tail. All right.
whatever. So he's going this over here. I guess
Mhm.
he's talking in his head now. I guess I should show him what I could do. Maybe I shouldn't use my claws. I'm nervous. All right. I got something for this.
Mhm.
I got a little character thing to show off for this one.
All right.
Time to defend myself. Okay, he's gonna do unarmed strikes. He's
Okay.
not gonna use cat's claw.
All right. So go ahead
I
and
guess
roll me to hit.
punches. I guess he's punching Sophia like he's gonna try to knock the wind out of him.
Oh, like right for the gut.
Yeah. Okay. I rolled 11 total.
Does that hit Sophia?
As Calico swings at Sophia, it looks like Sophia is about to cast something, but then he just kind of sidesteps the swipe. Sophia looks at you, Calico, and says, "You're not trying hard enough. You better hit me and mean it."
And he, I guess I get another unarmed strike. Okay.
Because you do get 2 attacks per action.
This one total 13.
Once again, it looks like Sophia's gonna cast something, decides not to, and just ducks under this one.
I missed.
Is that the best you've got? For your sake, I hope not.
I don't think he knows. He says this in his head. I don't think he knows that's not all I can do. I guess I'll use my bonus action.
Uh-huh.
What can I do here? I'm gonna do flurry of blows.
All right.
Oh no. I kind of
Well.
don't want. I kind of don't want it to.
I,
Let's
I-
see.
if it makes you feel a little better, landing like perfect flurry of blows, like excluding like any crits that might happen,
Mhm.
Sophia would be able to take it.
Okay. I guess I'm using a key point, right?
Yeah, if you're going to use Flurry of Blows, then yes, you would
Okay.
spend a key point.
Key point, and then I roll.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. Total 27.
All right, so that one is going to hit. Though before we roll damage, do you mind, rolling to hit for the other Flurry of Blows strike?
Wait, which one? Do I roll it again?
Yeah, roll again, to hit. Since you are Flurry of Blows does do 2 attacks.
Okay. This one total
and
14.
Okay,
Well,
so
pretty sure both of these would land then.
not if I do this. I'm going to use my reaction to cast Shield. So the first one will hit.
Okay.
The first one will hit, but the second one will not.
All right.
So basically, like, as you're winding up for this flurry of blows, Saphir is like, he's thinking to himself, I dodged 2 of his attacks already, this one's not going to be anything special. And then you, like, clock him in the stomach, and he's like, never mind. And then he casts Shield on the second hit, and deflects it.
I guess I'm rolling damage for this one, right?
Yeah, you roll
Yeah,
damage for the first
For
one.
one of them, yes.
Well, that one does.
Meanwhile,
10
that
damage.
happens.
Yes.
Noodle Boops will start jumping at the cart to get Lyra's attention.
After a moment, Lyra will just kind of roll her eyes before she looks over to you. Yes, Noodle Boobs.
Fire.
And then he points in the direction he saw the fire. Or well, smoke.
Mm-hmm. Lyra kind of goes and glances off in the direction you pointed. After a moment, kind of it seems like they spot it. It's like, hard to say what it could be for. It's thin enough. It's probably a campfire. Those to who be camping out here be anyone's guess. Thanks for bringing that to my
You will
attention.
then disappear into the distance of which way he found it.
Oh,
Oh no.
are you sure that you wish to do this?
I mean, he's curious. He does want a closer look.
I guess.
I guess Noodle Boobs
It's a
doesn't
long
want.
way away.
Roll stealth.
I guess Noodle Boobs doesn't want that extra jerky.
He's gone.
It's not close. I'm telling you that right now.
Yep, he's gonna go in that direction and then get lost immediately.
Oh no.
Okay,
You-
if you say so.
Do I see this?
Yes.
Considering Calico is there, yeah, Calico, do you mind rolling me a perception check to see if you notice Noodle Poops just leaving the little site that you guys are at? Natural.
Total.
Oh
26.
no.
Well, you got a nat 20 there.
That was nat 20. What do I get for that? So I clearly see every single thing there.
So, Calico, as you're in the middle of trying to fight Sophia, you just spot out of the corner of your eye Noodle Boops wandering further and further away from you guys' little clearing. Just making his way off in the distance where you can faintly see a plume of smoke, like way out there. Like, it's like a multi-hour hike that would likely be to get over there.
Okay. Hey, Sophia, behind you. I think Noodle's going to that smoke over there.
Real quick, how much damage did I take? I didn't hear.
You would have taken 10 damage
Ooh.
total.
10 damage.
Ow. Okay.
So he
So-
clearly saw everything. So he's telling you now.
That's definitely a knock the wind out of you kind of punch. Like
So-
nearly a third of your HP. Yeah.
Yeah, like,
With a natural 20 perception, you get a glimpse of a god in the sky.
Who's that in the sky? Whoa. It's like a big celestial floating cat. Licking its paws.
Meow.
what do you mean,
Anyway.
Calico?
DM, get the cat off the table.
It looks like
Fades away.
Noodle's going. He's leaving us. Maybe we should put this on pause before he gets too far away.
Damn it. I should have given him something to keep him occupied. This is my fault. This is my fault. Go get him.
How
Go get some medical attention from Lyra.
All right.
Sophia,
Going Lyra.
Sophia turns and begins sort of like limp sprinting in the direction that Calico points out. With every step, you just kind of hear, ow, 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 ow.
So, Noodle Boobs, what kind of pace are you going at trying to make your way to this, thin plume of smoke?
Oh no.
Are you
I mean,
like
he was
walking
running.
over? Or are you like running?
He was running, but obviously he has no sense of direction. So, the moment the plume of smoke disappears, he's just somewhere.
I'm just imagining like
Okay.
can it like a kobold can't they like put themselves kind of like a roly-poly almost? I'm just imagining him doing that and he's gone.
I don't know what information you've gotten about kobolds.
I don't know what I'm thinking about something.
Turns into a
think-
battle droid, starts rolling away.
He was just running so fast that he just started rolling.
Just turns into a droidica, rolls away, doesn't explain. All right. Noodle Boops, do you mind rolling me a D100? And Sophia, do you mind rolling me a
D100?
perception check?
Well, I've been rolling decently well, so this is where it all falls apart.
I got a 56.
I got a 24. Never mind.
Nice.
Okay.
My perception is nutty. I forgot.
So.
We arrive in the Frost March.
How did we get to Waterdeep so fast?
It's like I guess it's a multiple.
Ooh, even
Terrain
better. Somehow we
environment.
managed to find our way into the Feywilds. Ooh.
Oh no.
Just
That'd be awful.
somehow went through a portal.
I think that is the only way to get to the Feywilds, through a portal, right?
Generally, yeah.
Generally, there are other ways.
Just
Typically, there's not, but a particular someone has managed to implement another way due to their lack of understanding of how the Feywild works. And I
I
thought
wonder
it was
who that
cool,
could be.
so I allowed it for this world.
whoops. Forgot to close my portal. Hope no one takes it.
All right. So, oh boy. So, Noodle Boops, you go and find yourself lost, obviously. as you eventually come across that of a very large wooden totem, kind of set up in the middle of a bunch of these trees. The totem itself has designs similar to that of constellations, carved into its surface. With the top
I
of
don't
it,
think you would know what that is.
yeah, I know you probably wouldn't. With the top of it resembling somewhat to that of a telescope, though made entirely of wood. Sophia,
Yeet.
despite not having an immediate line of sight with that of this little gremlin, you actually managed to just barely spot that of Noodle Boops, like far off to the left, like not in the direction of the plume of smoke.
Precisely how far?
Like, if he kept going this way, and just based off the fact of if he was turning, he probably would have ended up back at the town you started in. Eventually.
Would I... how far apart are we from where I can see him?
I would say there's a good, like a 100 feet gap between the two of you.
100 feet.
Okay, so
The
I'm
man
just gonna...
was running, and also Sophia is working at slower speeds because of the limp.
By this point, he probably would have gotten over it.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as he sees Noodle Boops, he's gonna be dead sprinting after him. Like, as fast as he can.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll call out to him like, Noodles, no! Get back here!
Looked into the telescope.
Right there.
Mm-hmm. So, as you look into the telescope and say, "What's this?"
I see the sun.
No, because again, this whole thing is made out of wood. Like, there's no proper lens in the telescope. This is like a model of it. But as you say this, you hear a voice within your mind that goes, "This is a totem of simple pleasures. Your first wish is down."
He doesn't comprehend any of this.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Was that in common language?
It's in common, yes.
By he doesn't comprehend any of this, what did you say? Because I didn't comprehend any of this myself.
This is a totem of simple wishes. Your second wish is now down.
No, the genie left. He's wasted them. He could wish to be the Wraith King Kobold.
Does Noodle Boops understand the concept of a wish like this?
Probably not, but I'd say at this point, so far, you've managed to make your way over to Noodle Boops, who's currently just trying to look through a telescope that wouldn't show him anything.
Do I catch up to him?
That's what I was saying. You've managed to catch up to him.
Okay, so Saphir will take out a packet of jerky. Noodle Boops.
Little Boops turns around, looks at the jerky, walks over.
Come here.
Good.
And then as he's eating the jerky, Saphir will move to pick him up.
I will say, as you're doing this, you do see that, on the wooden totem, the symbols of the constellations, some of them have, disappeared off the surface of the totem. Only one constellation remains.
I'm gonna need more food to feed you. And I'll...
Think that wish.
Wish. Alright, fine. I wish I had more food to feed you.
There it is.
As you say this, the last constellation on the totem disappears as the whole thing kind of shakes for a moment before crumbling to dust. As your pack suddenly feels significantly heavier.
Whoa. What the? How did... Noodles, what was that?
Slim Chance.
Would think that wish. Doodle boobs made wish?
Yeah, okay.
So,
How much food?
So-
How much food do I get?
double
100
your amount of
pounds.
rations.
Double? Oh my god.
The Slim Chance.
Give him 100 pounds.
So now I'm going from
Perfect.
9 to 18.
It's the ideal noodle boots wish.
Wait, no, you had 18 because you fed me 2 pounds worth.
So 16 or 17? 16.
It'd be 17, because I think you would have still had the ration in your hand by the time the wish came out.
Yes.
Well, yeah, okay. So
Mhm.
Sophia looks to the crumbled thing on the ground, looks to his pack full of food, and just thinks to himself, I could have just wished to have that information, couldn't I?
Possibly. You
Okay.
could have avoided this whole journey.
Wish for the quest to be completed. Ta-da.
Could have.
Sophia looks to
Where's the
Noodle
button?
Boops. Sophia looks to Noodle Boops and just says, I'm gonna need you to not do this again. Alright. Sophia takes the Noodle Boops in his arms and starts walking back to the wagon. What have I become?
I guess Calico's still with Lyra. I guess
Mhm.
he's getting himself.
Lyra. Yeah, Lyra's been patching you up a little bit, trying to deal with the small wounds that you've gotten. It's like, yeah, he got you pretty good, didn't he?
Singe my tail. Here, take a look at my tail. And she sees like this.
I-
Some of the hair is gone and like really muscular.
Ooh. That is pleasant to look at. Mm-hmm. Yep. As she goes to patch you up, you can go ahead and heal 8 HP.
8 HP.
Mm-hmm.
Heal. Done.
Mm-hmm. After a few more minutes, Sophia, you finally get back to the site with Noodle Boops in tow.
You are so much heavier than Natsu.
Actually, it'd be the opposite.
Would it be?
The opposite?
Nuts, like, first off, Noodle Boops is significantly shorter than Natsu.
I thought
Second off,
I thought they were around the same height.
no, Noodle Boops is 3 feet tall, flat. Natsu is 3'10".
Ah. So close enough that I could that I could
Also-
make that mistake.
Also, not only does Noodle Boops carry less than Natsu does, Noodle Boops' general weight is 30 pounds.
But he still has all his stuff on him, doesn't he?
He does have his stuff, which equals up to 105 pounds.
Wait, he is heavy then.
Well, I mean, in my defense, I assumed that Natsu wasn't carrying her stuff whenever I was cradling her earlier.
Yeah, I mean, her on her own is 110.
We'll just chalk it up to to Sophia being winded from that gut punch.
That works. I'll accept that excuse.
So we get back to the wagon then.
Mm-hmm. So I will say, as you've been making this journey, Sophia, you have heard your pack like clearly making sounds of strain from just all of the added weight put into it.
Lara, need some help here.
Lara like looks over to you, like just having finished wrapping up the last of Calico's bandages. As they kind of take a side, it's like, all right, what is it now? As she goes and gets out of the caravan, starts
Get like a bigger
making her
bag
way
or
over to-
something. Good news is we have a lot of food now.
All right then. As she'll go and she'll take, that additional half of food that you've gotten off of your hands.
Oh, okay, that's much better, actually. Man, is it all
Hey,
jerky?
Sophia. How'd it go over there? Seems
It is indeed all jerky.
it's all Slim Jim. You got a lot of jerky.
Yeah.
In fact, it looks like as you're sorting through it, you have it's clear that what happened here is that your jerky has literally been duplicated. So you have pieces of jerky that are the exact same.
Yeah, I'm not
It's just
gonna
all been doubled.
lie to either of you. We gestures to Noodle Boops. Noodle Boops found a thing that I guess granted a wish, and I didn't know this, so when I picked him up, I wished that I had more food to feed him so that he wouldn't run off. And then that happened. And then the thing crumbled away.
As far as Lara's kind of looking at you in disbelief.
Don't you give me that. I didn't know it granted wishes.
You found a thing that... Why was it out here?
The better question is, why did it disintegrate as soon as I wished for food? Oh, Noodle Boops, you're awake now.
Wait.
There's the chance that Noodle Poops made some wishes before you did.
Noodle Boops, did you wish for anything on that thing before I came?
Noodle Boots wish to understand.
And did you understand?
No.
If you're unsure, Noodle Poops had originally requested to, kind of to see through the thing and know what it is. Got an explanation, didn't understand the explanation, and then subsequently wished to understand the explanation, as which it just got the explanation again.
Oh no.
Well, there's your answer, Lyra.
Essentially, he wished the same thing twice.
Well, there's your answer, Lyra.
Seems you made it back safe, so all is well.
Yep, all is well. If you'll excuse me, I'm gonna sleep off this, probably bruised ribs. Good shot there. Really showed me what for.
Oh, we're not continuing?
Yeah, no, the lesson's over. You've shown that you can attack even your friends if necessary. So that's good. Kinda need that in this line of work. Shambles into the wagon.
Is he going back to Natsu?
Yeah, I guess he'll take Natsu and like remove the bedroll, place her on his lap, place bedroll over both of them, and just go to sleep for a bit.
Just get a nice short rest in.
Oh, it hurts. It hurts a lot. Lara, feel free to make camp. Or, just sleep in the wagon like the rest of us. Whatever you want.
Well, you two. I imagine Sophier's going to be out for a few minutes while he nurses his wounds.
Just sleep it off like all the diseases.
Out of character for a second. How much longer you got, Lumi?
Guess I could go for a bit longer, maybe half an hour-ish, maybe. Maybe a little more. I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, I know you got
haven't gotten-
duties.
I haven't gotten my cue to leave yet.
Hmm. I see.
What's like around this area, if you would describe it? Is it just all just forest?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So, around you. First off, it's... Bleh. Let me refresh for a second there. First off, you're in a clearing. It's a rather nice place. It's got short grass, rather unkept, wild, untamed. Small bugs seem to fly around you. Bugs you're not quite familiar with. They're not anything like you have back home, or what. To small gnats that kind of buzz around, trying to bother you. To that of what seems to be a few beetles that have claimed some of these trees. The trees themselves resembling rather basic oak. Yeah, they rather bulky, large. A bunch of them are all bunched up together. Not so much so that it's hard to navigate between them. There's good gaps between each of the trees. But once you start going between them, they do have a nice canopy cover of foliage above you. It's kind of humid around here. Hot, a little muggy. It's frizzing up your fur a bit. Not the most pleasant for you, mostly due to the fur. Like, unless your character doesn't mind it, but I'd imagine it wouldn't be pleasant.
No. No. Hopefully not.
Very, very frizzy fur.
Seems pretty warm in this area. Maybe I'll go back in the wagon. Get some shade.
As Noodle Boops is just out here.
Hey, Noodle. Think we should go back in and continue on our way.
Yeah.
All right. So
He doesn't
seems like everyone's
remember
getting
how to
back
get
into
in.
the.
So he's gonna start climbing.
Helps him. Helps Noodle in the wagon.
To properly get in. All right.
And then he
There we go.
wraps his tail back around and jumps in.
All right. So, with everyone getting into the wagon, I am going to take a brief break to go and see my own personal situation on dinner.
Same. Break time.
Break time.
Little mini intermission.
food.
Intermission.
Go and
You
go and hydrate.
you
go
have
to the
entered the comedy
restroom.
area.
The comedy area.
Welcome to the podcast, listeners.
Podcast. The Lo-Fi Cafe podcast.
Welcome to My Many Life's Mistakes, Chapter 1.
Chapter 1, Yu-Gi-Oh! Fanfic.
Chapter 2, becoming a dad in D&D.
Oh my god, I haven't I? I have to wrangle 2 effectively kids.
I mean, Noodle Boops is 6 years old.
What are
Adult
you?
kobold, but not in human terms. He's a child. With an adult mind. Not really. I don't think he has a mind.
I've sort of like unintentionally adopted Tomoe's character, and now I've unintentionally adopted Focat's character.
Yeah.
I don't get paid enough to be a free dad.
We don't pay you anything.
That's why I'm
It
broke.
just happens. Isn't being a dad great?
Yeah, sure. It's really great when your kid wanders into the forest, finds a thing that grants wishes, and then can't comprehend the wishes. I wonder if it's too late for Sophia to just pick up Noodle Boops and be like, "What are you?"
Noodle Boops is Noodle Boops.
Does your character have horns? He does have horns, doesn't he?
Yes.
I want to find like a rack where like you would hang coats or something, and just hang you on it by your horns. And I'll call that the timeout rack.
That'd be something funny to add. We could do a timeout rack.
I'll ask Arts about it when he comes back. This is where Noodle Boops goes when he misbehaves. Oh, well that must not happen. He always misbehaves. Oh.
Are we still... Is no one back yet?
I'm still here.
Still here?
I
Or
should probably
what
go
happened
eat
now?
something, but like, I just want to stick around.
Consume food.
Stick around. Consume
Now.
the food.
And damn it,
Intelligence must be lower.
get some snacks.
No.
I swear. For every friend I know that doesn't eat food when they should, I wish I had a delivery service that just very aggressively throws food at you.
What?
Hey, that could be an idea for some marketing. It could be successful, you know.
Sales pitch.
You just put that out there, you know.
Do you have
Put that out
friends?
there?
Do you have friends that don't take care of themselves? Do you wish they would eat regular meals? Try our new service, Aggressive Window Delivery. How aggressive is it? If your friend has a window, they won't after you call us.
And you just, like shoot it out. You throw the food in like this bazooka thing and you shoot it out.
How does it- How does it work? We have an air-based cannon that we load the food into. It's in a very secure package. We launch it into your friend's window. If it doesn't kill them, they will have a nice meal waiting.
Just like gigantic hole in there where their window used to be.
Not a fan of the cannon? Want more of a direct approach? Hire one of our delivery drivers. As soon as your friend opens the door to ask what's going on, they'll slam the food square in your friend's face.
Slowly opening the door and then they kick it open.
Or we could still use the cannon.
Want something even more direct? Try the cannon to door delivery service, where we plant a cannon directly in front of your friend's house and blow their front door off its hinges.
And like
Oh, realized I
SWAT
never
just
turned off my mic.
breaching in and then here's your food.
Whoops. Let me put on my headphones on real quick so I can share the situation.
Our delivery service is so aggressive, we've even hired local law enforcement to aid in the delivery of food to your stupid friend's home. It's very simple.
This is quite something to just randomly put my headphones on and just dive into, like, no context. Like, law enforcement delivery.
You-
What?
Law enforcement food delivery service.
The
At your service.
the context is Focat was saying he was hungry, and I told him to get food, and he was like, no. So then I was like, for every friend I know who doesn't feed themselves regularly, I wish I had a very aggressive delivery service that I could use. And then it just kind of devolved from there.
I would use the same thing. But I need to disappear for a bit because I need to not only get food for myself, but I need to get food for the rest of my family.
That's fine. I guess we can call it here for now.
Yeah, I mean, we'll do a slight sort of resume later.
Yeah, it'll be a temporary end of stream for now, but we'll be back on
Yeah.
later.
End
We'll
of
be back.
stream.
I am ending.
I got a little bit left in me.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna be here.
Yeah, and I do need to
Fine.
feed my cats and let them out for a bit, so I do need to actually step away for a little while.
Let me out.
Not-
IRL
Is it
duties are
time-
taking priority.
Is it time to go?
It's time to go.
I'm good with calling it then.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
In
Well,
that-
so, like, probably by the time I get back, you'd probably have to go, Lumir.
True.
All right. In
Either way,
that,
I gotta head out.
in that case, thank y'all for joining us. Thank you for watching, if indeed you have. Take care of yourselves and stay safe. Bye bye.
Stay safe. Stay hydrated. Don't rot your brain.
Don't listen to him. Rot your brain.